Hello and welcome to the BRANDINFLOW Podcast. I'm your host and guide, Kuru Romar, and in this podcast we'll talk about how you can transform your business into a brand your customers won't be able to resist, as you will get to know how to stand out, attract the right people, and stay in their mind by creating a feeling, an experience, a strong reputation for your business. With our weekly episodes, we want to turn you into a brand leader for you to know which actions you need to take to build and grow your brand consistently and passionately. So are you ready to brand and flow to make your business grow? Let's go. Happy that you tuned in for the 14th episode of the BRANDINFLOW Podcast, where we'll go deeper into how you're able to find out more about your competitors. So how you're able to do a competitor research. And your competitor research is really important, especially in your positioning strategy, because there you are able to get to know how you're able to differentiate your business from your competitors. But in order to differentiate your business, you need to make sure to understand who your target audience is first, whom you're trying to serve, and what kind of options they have in the market, so you're able to serve them better. And, when we talk about competitor research, what I see a lot of times is that a lot of business owners are looking for the wrong competitors. Because there are three main groups when we talk about competitors: primary, secondary, and tertiary competitors. And for you, mainly, your focus should be your primary competitors, because your primary competitors have a shared audience. So they're serving the same people like you do, the same group of people, and providing them the solution that this group of people is looking for. So those are the ones that might risk your position. They might take away your customers. And those are the ones you should closely focus on. So as we said, primary competitors are the one with a shared audience offering a similar solution than you do. Secondary competitors serve your customers with either a higher or low version of the solution that you're offering. So they're solving the same problem, but for different people. And tertiary competitors might have a slightly different customer base, as they're offering a different solution. So there could be an overlap, but it's more they're offering an alternative. So you should mainly focus on your primary competitors. We call them direct competitors as well. But you shouldn't forget to check out your secondary and tertiary competitors as well, as you might see opportunities. So that was it together, right, when we talk about competitors and what type of competitors are out there. Because what I've experienced is that a lot of people, when they do competitor research, they mainly check out big brands, like known brands. But you shouldn't forget that those brands have an advantage of time, right? I mean, they already built something. So you could try to find out what big brands are missing, and you could compete against that and try to serve your audience better. But you should focus really on which competitor has a shared audience. Now, how do you find those competitors? Simply, you can do a keyword research. Like you can go on Google and find them. You can do it on Instagram. You can use tools, software like SEMrush, where you can search for certain keywords and find out key main players in a certain market. And once you gain some information and gain some insights about who's there and what are they offering, you need to now, and that's really important, you need to shift your perspective and see everything that you're doing from now on from your customer's point of view. And it's so important. You have to try to not be biased, to not get into your own perspective and see everything from your own perspective. I find it really important, and I want you to try it, because what you're trying to do now is to understand what your customers are getting from each of those competitors. Why they should choose you over them is only able to be seen if you look out of their perspective. And you need to find out not just what they get offered, because a lot of people, they look at the offer of those competitors, like it plays a role. But get into the shoes to really understand and feel how these brands influence your customers. What are they doing, right? And the first step that you would do is, once you mentally put yourself into the perspective of your customers, right? Just zoom yourself in, and you found out where your competitors are, you go on their website, social media channels, and just look at their visual design. Because that's the first thing that you might see. How they're representing themselves. What do they express? And how do they differentiate in between each other? Focus on the visual only. Try try to stay focused in each of the steps, okay? Because you might see certain things. Just focus on the visual first and just understand how it makes you feel. Not you, from your customer's perspective, remember? Maybe you are one of the customers, right? We wouldn't know. Maybe you built that business because you were facing that issue before and you're just trying to serve your customers better with the solutions that you're offering. And after you found out their visual design, where you went deeper into really like what kind of colors they use, how does their logo look, how do they, express their brand visually, what is their design, and how does it make you feel? You move over to their messaging. Now, what kind of words do they use? How do they express their brand? Do they sound rebellious? Do they sound comforting? Do they sound motivating? When I say sound, like, is their messaging motivating, rebellious, or comforting? Are they pushy? Are they posting or spreading relatable content? What are they doing, right? Understand how they communicate on every channel that they're using, by the way, right? Do this on every channel, not just on one certain. Try to find out where they are. Do this on every channel. Are they repeating certain words over and over again? Focus. Check it out. What is their brand personality? Now, you looked at their visual representation and then you looked at their messaging. So what can you say about their brand personality? What kind of tone they use? What kind of words they use? What kind of colors they use? What do you think if you would think about it as a person? How do they look? How do they act? What do they wear? Think about all these things. Are they using certain archetypes? Is it seen or felt that they're using certain archetypes dominantly? You can gain a lot of information from this. And, now that you're clear about the personality, how about their marketing strategy? Like which channels they're on? You gain more information, right? And what do they communicate in each channel? Is their content strategy maybe changing with each channel? How are they using certain channels? And are they communicating their differentiator? Check out what channels they might not use. Like where's the gap in the channels? And check out how good it works for them. Find out the engagement of certain posts or, get deeper into their content, understanding them, seeing patterns, structures. Look out for that. Now, the next thing is, what are they offering? Is the price competitive? How they are selling? Do they have a sales funnel? How do they lead their customers in? What do they use? Is their offer promoted? Like, is it clearly seen on their website? Or is there some other actions that need to be taken? How are they doing it? Focus on that and find out more. And look at the gap. Once you have, let's say, 10 or 5 competitors, you would see a lot of differences in there. And you are able then to look for gaps. But we're not done yet. How about their differentiator? How do they position themselves? You found out how they visually represent themselves, how they communicate, right? You found out about their personality. So what makes them different? And what kind of customers are they attracting? And what does it say about how you're able to serve your customers better, right? Focus on that. How do they communicate? What's their tagline? What kind of slogans they use in their marketing campaigns? Why do they want your shared audience to choose them? How are they communicating it, right? Focus on that differentiator. If you look deep, you might see it. But don't forget, looking out of the perspective from your customer, all right? And lastly, check out customer reviews. Find out what people are saying about those competitors. Are there a lot of positive reviews? Are there negative reviews? What is mentioned in there? Look about the comments in their social media pages. Are people engaging with their content? What are they saying? Are they sharing their content? It's so important to see that because that says a lot about your competitors. So if you take all these steps that we just talked about only into consideration and you do a list and you write down in each column the characteristics we just talked about and you just take notes about what it makes you feel, what do they say, and how you felt as in the role of your customer, you are really able to see a lot of gaps where you're able to improve. And it's so powerful. So don't look for what works well. Try to find gaps that don't work to serve your audience better. Try to find out patterns that they're using. Try to find out if they're copying each other and where they're not copying each other. And gain insights. Those insights will help you to move forward and take actions. Gain insights, do a gap analysis, and move forward with it. And don't just stop there. Don't just do it once. Keep track on it. Don't forget to track your competitors. Understand the strengths and the weaknesses and the opportunities and threats. And try to be better than them. Try to serve your audience better than they do. And once you focus on that, you will create the success that you're aiming for. Start, gain insight, and rock it. So I hope that this episode helped you to gain more insights, how you're able to find out more about your competitors. And you're right now just thinking about the action that you need to take to get to know your competitors better and serve your audience better. And I hope to see you in the next episodes of the Brand and Flow podcast. You got this. And if you have any other questions related to this topic or to any other topic, connect with me. Find me on social media or write me an email. You find the information in the bio of the podcast, and I would be happy to talk to you. So, see you in the next episode, or see you in the next message that we'll share together. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was helpful for you. To provide you more insights and tips, I need your feedback. So please rate or leave a review. Connect with me. And if you know a passionate entrepreneur who would benefit from this episode, share it with them so we can grow together. Can't wait to have you back in the next episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. Until then, don't forget, if you brand and flow, your business will grow.